Now we have the chicken breast and the legs and thighs and the wings if you want a bird that's already cut up. You can do it at home. Mark will show you exactly how to cut a bird at home if you want.
One thing I recommend also, if you're someone who likes chicken parts, usually there's someone in the family who likes wings, usually there's somebody in the family who likes breast. Don't buy them separately. If you can, and if you don't mind cutting up the chicken, buy the whole chicken. It's more economical. It is, well, I would say it's relatively simple to cut the chicken because I do it every day of my life. So it might be a little bit more difficult for folks at home.
One thing to that, Mark, you're absolutely right in saying that. And not only is it more economical, but when you buy a whole bird, you're more apt to get a better quality chicken. Normally what the processors do when they cut the chickens up, they cut it up for a reason. Maybe there's a little bruise on there or a mark, maybe the skin is ripped. You know when you buy a chicken formed like this that you have a first quality bird. Thank you.
You're welcome. Very important. You know, you can take the legs and you can kind of get a feel where the joints are, and if you take your hands and just become familiar with the bird, you can feel where you can put your knife in to make your separation, to get your legs and thighs out. And you know, there's really, you're not going to go into some meat, so if you feel with your finger, you know there's skin here. So first I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the legs. I'm going to separate the legs and thighs. Okay, so here you feel there's no meat. We're going to go right in and we're going to separate the legs and thighs. Okay, so here we have, okay, the separation. We're going to just follow the knife through. Now again, it's very important to use a sharp knife. Okay, we know we're not going through meat because we actually can feel that our two fingers can come together through the skin. So once we loosen this part, okay, we actually take the breast, pull it back, okay, and then make your cut right here. And thus we have the legs and thighs with a little bit of a backbone. Okay, you can take your cleaver at home. I happen to have a cleaver right here. Okay, if you like to take this, if you're using this for soup, by the way, it's good to leave the backbone in. Any bone that you can leave in when you're doing soup is very good. But for our purposes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cleaver and I'm going to remove the backbone. So I'm going to make one chop, and then I'm going to do another chop, maybe 1 1/2.
You can also do it with shears.
Okay, or as Dad said, you can take the shears. If you don't have a cleaver, you can cut it with the shears. So here I have my leg and thigh. Okay, and if I want to further cut the leg and thigh, you can wiggle it, and you feel that there's a joint. Okay, you see in between the leg and thigh, you'll see some yellow going through. You see a thin area of yellow. Okay, but you're wiggling it, you're getting an idea where it is, and you're going on top of that yellow, and you're cutting right through the joint. It's going to take some time. You're not going to get it the first time, but I promise you, you will get it. It will become easier for you. And again, much more economical to buy the whole chicken. And we're going to do that again. Okay, here now we have our wings and our breast. So again, there's another joint in here. We're going to wiggle it to get an idea where it is. You can put your fingers in here to see where the joint is, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to cut right in that joint. Okay, so you wiggle it, and then see, I've actually exposed the joint, so you see that round bone, and you're going to just cut right down. Very simple. Okay, you're going to take the other side and get all this paper out of the way here. Okay, and you're going to feel it. You're going to get an idea where that joint is, where you can cut through, so you're not cutting through bone. Stick your knife in there a little bit, expose that joint, and then cut straight down. And here you're left with your breast, and you can either roast it as a whole breast, you can cut it in half, you can take your scissors and cut this part of the backbone out, but I'm going to actually use the knife. Okay, a very sharp knife can do that as well. So what I'm going to do here, I have the breast, okay, and I'm going to cut this breast down the middle. Here we have another joint. Okay, I put the knife in. You can, again, you're just going to have to feel your way through it. Down on one side, down on the other side. One part of the chicken breast, and then I'm going to go right to the other part. Voila. You can carve this chicken up in 30 seconds. You can have a job at Lobels any day. I expect the phone to start ringing.